Well, hey everyone. Charlie's on vacation, so we can't leave any dead air on YouTube. Not at all. So I
Hey, Uncle Bob.
I got a new gadget.
I see.
So obviously I'm going to the show, but I got a Square terminal. So I've got it charging right now, but
Nice.
whoops. And of course I don't want to hit the button. But you can, well, you probably can't see it with it. Let me unplug it. All right. So supposedly once you have it charged up, you can, it'll last all day long. It's Wi-Fi. I can tether it to my phone's Wi-Fi if I don't have, internet connection. But you can go online and add different variations like, I don't know, let's say Appy Tablet. Click Appy Tablet, and you can select whether they want individual 10-pack or a case. And it's got the tapper. You can use, I guess, Google or Apple Pay or any of that stuff that you choose to add. You can swipe a card, old-fashioned style on the side. You can put a chip in it on the end of it. So you can take just about any type of payment that you wish to.
Sweet.
And now I can carry it out to the back of my truck when I'm selling honey, and people can say, well, you take card? Absolutely.
You betcha.
Card. Now, but you got to order at least 2 bottles.
Sure thing.
So, but it was not cheap. It was $319.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I mean, you can get the little one that plugs into your phone. Obviously, you can use that. But this, to me, was a little bit.
We've always just used the smartphone, and then there's a little square reader. It's not the one that plugs into the phone. It's Bluetooth.
It also has a thermal printer in it.
Oh, that's nice. So if somebody, because every once in a while somebody would ask for a receipt.
And there you go. Yep, it's got a thermal printer in it, so you can. It prints out a receipt when they are done orders. So you can set up your information on the receipt, so they have that info when they need it. So it's a total all-in-one deal there. You bring it in, give it to them to do their deal, prints out a receipt, rip it off. It does have the tap option. So it has, let me see. I'll show you. Just bought it at Best Buy. So
they'll do anything. It's Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, tap, chip.
And supposedly you can set it up for, so it uses all of said thing. Cash App even, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. And you can also, get them to, they get an option to email or print or text it to them as well.
And that's the only option I give people if they ask for receipts is I just say, well, type in your email address here. And sometimes they just say, oh, don't bother, but sometimes they actually do it. So that still works.
Well, it would be pretty nice if it, and I don't know if it keeps people's emails, for like a mailing list. That would be nice. So,
you have to set that up as a customer during the transaction, but you can do that.
And so I'm just been playing around with that, and I looked up at 8:02. I gotta go. Got to do it. So
I'm going to offer you, Bob, offline if you want any tips or experience on setting up your items and configuring all that kind of stuff, because there's a bunch of different options. There's item options, there's categories, there's locations, all that kind of stuff. So if you want any clarification on why you might use some of that, just
I've got it set up as a mobile business right now because I figured it'll be going from wherever to wherever, right?
Well,
So,
what I mean is, like my system, I have multiple locations set up, but I really only use 2 locations.
right,
Uh, I use 3 locations. I have 3 locations set up. I'll have direct sales, I'll have market sales, and I'll have retail sales. So, of course, anything I'm selling to stores, wholesale pricing, yada, yada, yada,
right,
case lots and things that goes into retail sales. Then direct sales are exactly that driveway, or deliveries. They go on retail, on direct sales. And then I'll have market sales. And really, the only difference is you can specify differences in the products, but really the reason I do that is for reporting. So then I can look at my business units and say, how much sales am I making on retail sales as compared to direct sales? Because I was trying to, when I started my business, it was largely direct sales and market sales, and my goal was to make my retail sales, say 50% of my overall sales. So I wanted that reporting capability. So that was just one of those little things.
Well,
In
and
this.
with Square, they have several different ones, right? You can get the one that plugs into your smartphone that you can just swipe. They've got the little square deal that you sit on the counter, you can just tap. But I
Right.
think those require an extra, like either your smartphone or a tablet or something like that to
Right.
go
The
with it.
little mag stripe thing, that's end of life. They're not offering that anymore. Um, the little square tap pad thing that you're talking about, that's what I use. And yes, it's a Bluetooth to my smartphone, and then everything that your terminal does, except printing, um, is done by my smartphone. That works pretty good. Sometimes there's a little bit of a connection hassle, but mostly because it times out after, I don't know how long, half an hour or something.
Right.
Then you got to reconnect, and you know
Do everything over again.
it works pretty darn good, right? We don't have much problem, and the batteries last forever. We hardly ever charge them.
Now, I believe that this thing charges 2.6% plus a dime. If I'm not, I might be wrong on that. You would probably know better than me on how much it
And
charges.
charges in US might be different than charges in Canada. I can't say.
And
Um,
so it's probably around 3%. That's
and
usually
they're
what you try to keep it around, I guess.
yeah, they're different depending on if it's a debit card or credit card
Or a
or
tap or a
what you don't
whatever.
want to do. Here's a little tip. What you don't want to do is you can actually take, say if somebody phones you and says, well, here's my credit card number, just bill me. That costs you a lot. If you actually type in the credit card number and the
Right.
expiry and all that kind of stuff and enter it, that costs you the most.
So it's
So,
better just to email them an invoice and then let
and
them
then
pay it through the invoice.
they can pay that online with their credit card. Yeah. 2.6 and yeah, I don't know.
And the dime-ish, whatever that
35 cents or what.
yeah.
But I mean that dime or 35 cents or something, that's nothing. It's the 2.6 that, if you're selling $500 worth of honey, then and I get my one of my best customers, he always pays with the credit card. So, I'll take $500 in there and he'll pay with the credit card and it costs me whatever it is.
$25
You
or
know,
something.
yeah, 25. Well, it would
No.
$500. It would be half of that, wouldn't it? Be like $13 to use a credit card, and I think, okay, that's okay.
Thank
But
you. Ugh.
Square is far more to me than accepting payments, because the amount that I pay Square in a year, Square does all of my POS, and we get all of our reporting off of that for income tax purposes. And any reporting that I'm interested in, I want to say, how many pounds of honey did I sell last year? I can generate that report, right? And sometimes I have to massage it a little bit to dig out the data I want. Um, I can say, well, what were my sales last year? What were my sales last month? Right?
Right.
I give a percentage of sales to charity, so every month I can say, well, what did I sell that month? And then I can just take that percentage and cut a check to charity.
Well,
Um,
my thing is if I'm going, the reason I even went with this system is because I prefer cash. Everybody prefers cash, right? But when you go to a show, people have cards. and they will, and maybe don't have cash on them. So,
And a credit card sale is better than no sale.
yeah.
And you can build that into your pricing. It's not
And
difficult
people will
at all.
sometimes buy more because they can use their card, and they may only have $10 and want the smallest jar, but they might buy the biggest jar if you had the card. So
that's right.
That's the kind of the thing. So
my favorite, people ask me, they say, well, I can give you cash, I give you cash. And I say, well, cash is good. I like cash, but I always say to them that my very favorite way of getting paid is e-transfer. Oh, really? I say, yeah, because it goes in a bank and then I get to pay the bills. If if you give me cash, then I stop at the store on the way home.
right.
And no, I don't have
Or
cash
man,
to
I
pay
could
the
use
bills.
a cheeseburger right now.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute, I got cash in my pocket.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Cash in my pocket. That's why I had eggs Benedicts for breakfast today.
but I've been setting these items up on my computer, and they literally within 5 seconds, of course, it's on my Wi-Fi network here, right? So within 5 seconds, it's in my handheld. So I guess the trick is keeping it, having it prepared ahead of time, right? So you're not adding items and trying to do all that.
Absolutely, your items for sure. Because I found that there are management things that either are only possible or far easier on the computer than on the
Yeah, like
device.
uploading photos of the item.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And another tip is if you're heading to a show, you make sure you fire that thing up, the morning of or the day before at least, because it's going to want to do an update. And
Yeah, and I think there's
you
one that
get to the show and you wait for your first card customer to show up before you turn your terminal on, and it's going to sit there for 15 minutes trying to download an update. And that's no fun at all for anybody.
So and as Brian said, it's tax deductible because it's a business expense.
Yes, sir.
But that doesn't make it any easier that you have to front that cash first.
You still got to pay it.
You still got to pay it. It's just whether or not you can write it off at the end of the year. But this was kind of the initial test receipt that came out. It was not very dark, but it was the first print. We'll give it a break.
Thermal paper.
And it uses I bought some more thermal paper. Hopefully I've got a whole bunch of it in the cart out there. So we'll see what we got to do with that. But yeah, I'm making some categories just like I did on the website, adding items. And right now it seems pretty simple. Of course, I haven't tried to take a card yet. That could be a whole nother thing. But, and Brian made a point.
Card tapping, not an issue. You just do your sale and you get to the point and you get the sale and then it's just tap the card.
And it goes.
The one thing I don't like when I take cards, and I'm using a smartphone, so I don't know if that terminal is going to work any differently than this, but it'll come up with the screen and say, okay, tap the card. And I have to hold my smartphone to the customer and they tap their card and it's going to take, 5 seconds before it'll say approved or declined. And it's, usually not a decline, but sometimes it is. But the notification that says approved or declined stays up for about 2 seconds. Right? So if you see it as the seller and you see that it says declined, by the time you can draw the customer's attention to it, it's gone.
And then
that's a huge design flaw, I think, in their logic. If it's declined, it needs to stay there until you manually clear it, I think.
So when it declines, do you have to re-enter the sale and let them do it again? Or is it something that stays up there for payment?
I think you can try again. I've only had it maybe once.
Oh,
it was, I think, about the first time I used it. Somebody's card was declined, and that's what happened. So then what I had to do is I had to then go back in the menu and look at the transactions, and I had to bring up the transaction and show the customer that says, okay, look, this transaction is declined. Your card was not charged, and you did not pay for your product. But I think it's a huge mistake in their programming that if it's declined, it needs to show very clearly that that's declined.
Okay, so some quick features with this thing is you get this brick thing, and I thought you were supposed to get a separate brick, but supposedly they have an accessory that it replaces, not really replaces this, but it's in addition to this, that allows you to hook this item up to a cash drawer,
Yes.
or a bigger thermal printer like a POS printer, and
Yes.
a QR code scanner, barcode scanner.
Yeah.
So you could really run a whole beekeeping supply store right off of this one thing.
For example, yes. Yeah, I know businesses that do. They run their whole store off that kind of stuff. And they've got all the components you need.
It makes it, yes, I could have gotten a cheaper one, guys. But this one, I felt like if I did ever go with a legit store, then this would help me get to that next stage, right?
Oh, you're gonna like it. You know, we use the smartphone one with the little tap pad. It works well for us, but you know, you're gonna like that terminal thing.
So, and I think when you're at a show and you got something nice, or just, you know, they're looking at, and it makes you seem a little more legit, right?
Well, here's something. Okay, when somebody comes to me at a show and they buy something with cash, I still enter it in my POS in my Square Pay. The problem is I'm sitting there fumbling with my phone.
Right.
So the customer doesn't know if I'm doing business, if I'm typing in sales, or if I'm just scrolling Facebook and ignoring them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a little bit of a weird thing, that I'm sitting there messing with my phone, and people are standing there in front of me, and I feel bad because they don't know what I'm doing. They think that I'm just, you know, Instagramming or something.
Right. Messing around. Well,
yeah, so with the terminal, that's different.
So I looked for the one, I already use Stripe on my website, and I looked at the one through Stripe, but it's not plug and play like this. It's not like I can just say, okay, I've got a terminal and link it to my account, and then it's good. This right here was more all-in-one, and I already had an account for a little cube thing, so I just had to change the store and all the information in there and update my banking information, and was good to go. And to start adding items. So that was
notwithstanding the hardware that you purchased, and the fact that, you know, I purchased my little reader. My little reader is like $60, but I get that at my Staples store in town. But one of the really nice things about Square Pay is when I started my business, or I thought I would start a business, I just got a Square Pay thing and I set it all up. It was probably 2 years down the road before I ever used it. And guess how much I paid? This much. I paid zero in 2 years to keep my Square account was all perfect. It was fine. It was all set up. So the first time I wanted to make a payment or take the payment, and it was totally seamless.
Yeah, and as long as you don't take the instant transfer, you let it do its 2 days or whatever it is to pay you out, then
right, they transfer it at the end of the day, and then it's up to your bank, right?
Right. Usually
and
my bank quick.
Usually the next day for me, not a problem. They have a lot of value-added services with Square that you can pay by the month for these value-added services. I think some of them are pretty nifty for different kinds of businesses. My business doesn't really need any of those, and so I don't feel a need to spend money on them.
Right.
Square probably thinks I'm a deadbeat customer.
They have all. I mean, they've got this one. This is kind of middle of the road, right? So they have the little square tap one. They have well, you said they don't make the little cube anymore.
I think they sent me an email saying the little magstripe reader was end of life.
And then they have like the legit whole iPad with a customer facing iPad thing. I didn't feel like I needed that. So it, for what I needed, I thought this was, where I should start. Let me see.
I'm sure you'll like it.
So yeah, it was just a necessity that I needed now, starting to go to beekeeping stuff, beekeeping shows, at least this one, Now I need to sell enough to pay for this. So that probably won't happen this show, but I have had people just showing up and handing me money for honey, so that's always good. And I got all my jars that I ordered in the other night in today. So that's interesting. Now I've got more work to do, right? I've got to bottle up all that honey. Next is a trailer. Oh, yeah. It's always something next, right? It's like, oh, you got this? Great. What do you get next?
Exactly. Exactly.
What is next?
It's like my honey house. I splurged and bought that spinner this year, and I got the spinner, and I went to put it under my uncapper, and I thought, boy, if I raise this uncapper another 3 inches, it'll go right under there. So I did, and then I go to put frames on the uncapper, and I think, geez, I really should have a deboxer for this. And so then went over to a beekeeper selling a deboxer, and I bought a deboxer, and then now I've got the deboxer, and I need a lift crane thing like you see in Ian's honey house to lift the boxes onto the deboxer. It's like it never
always
ends.
Yeah, it's always there's, and then someone will invent something new, and it's like, oh, okay, I need one of those and some of these. I've got so much to do. I mean, and don't send me to Sam's Club, because I will buy. Oh, there's some bubble wrap, and if you don't buy your bubble wrap at Sam's Club, if you're packaging, you're missing out, because they've got this big, huge roll for like $15.
Nice.
And when you buy it at Walmart or somewhere else, it's much more expensive than that.
My favorite thing is stretch wrap. I don't ship stuff out like you do, but I kind of do some packaging at home. But that's that wide roll of 18-inch wide roll of stretch wrap. It's like, Glad
cling wrap,
but comes in 5,000 foot rolls.
Yeah, and weighs a ton.
I palletize something and I'll just wrap it up.
The wax spinner and second bottling tank is what Brian's looking at.
and then I realized I need a
big tank to hold all your honey.
That 300. What is it? A 300-gallon tank or 500, something like that. So I bought that tank, and then so I got the tank, and I realized, the spinner. I realized I needed another small sump for the spinner and a pump. So okay, and then I got the tank, and I'm thinking about how am I going to integrate that tank, and I'm thinking the only thing I can do is get another pump. So now I need 3 pumps.
Like, oh well, that in itself is like $6,000 unless you build them yourself.
Well, honestly, I'm going to try and build them. I think I can build them. It still might cost me $1,000 though to build them. Maybe I might build them for maybe about $700, $800.
See, I mentioned I needed a sheet of bubble wrap about 5 by 12. Next thing I know, my husband brought me a big ass roll from Sam's.
5 inches by 12 inches.
I bought.
You should have just bought something from Bob's website. You'd have got that much bubble wrap in the
box. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I went to Sam's for just a few things and ended up $250 walking out of there. With bubble wrap and thermal printing paper that I don't even know if it'll fit this.
Beekeeper I was talking to, he were talking about open feeding, and he said, you know what I did that worked really good? He said, I just bought a great big container of these styrofoam peanuts that you get in packing. It's the stuff that everybody hates. Right. He said, I bought a great big bag of those, and I dumped those in my tote or my barrel or something or whatever. I put my syrup in there, and they float, and the bees climb on them, he said, and they don't rot, so they don't get stinky or anything. You can wash them off and reuse them, everything. I thought, that sounds like a great idea. So I ordered this great, big, huge bag of bubbled or foam peanuts for packing, and I get them, and I look at the bag, and it says that they're there's some environmentally friendly nonsense, and they're made of cornstarch.
So will they dissolve?
Well, yeah, it just makes pudding when you put them in syrup. So, so they were no good to me at all. I think I gave them to somebody.
Should have gave him to that guy for giving you his.
It's
He would have went out there, dumped them in there, and they would have
yeah,
melted on them. Biodegradable. That's
turned
funny.
into pudding, cornstarch pudding. Yeah, they melt. Well, I don't think I tried them. I think I maybe put a few in just to confirm that yes, they will melt, and they certainly did.
That's hilarious. That's the kind of
Oh.
stuff that would happen to me. I spent $200 on a big old thing of peanuts or something to use, and then they don't work. So, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
today was my last official day as a full-time employee. Vacation this week, so I'm officially off right now for the next 7 days, and then
Congratulations.
back when I go back, it'll be working every day's Friday, right? Work a day, off a day, work a day, off a day, work a day. Oh, off 2 days. So
Up 2 days. Wow.
hopefully,
Well, we got a considerable amount of snow last night, and I had to drive to the city early this morning in the really bad highways. We were doing, let's see, I'll do some math, 40 miles an hour all the way down the highway.
I saw that Ian was digging out his shovel to dig out themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to dig out the shovel.
See, if I would have bought that snowblower attachment for my riding lawnmower, I could just come up there and help out.
You could. I still have the garden tiller on my tractor.
Do you know how crazy they think I would be if I went down to the local hardware store and ordered one of those in? So, I need the snowblower attachment for my Husqvarna riding lawn tractor. Oh, okay. Sure. You're joking, right? No, I really want it, for real.
What are you, moving to Minnesota or something?
Yeah. I gotta have it. That's it. I told myself I was getting every attachment, and that's one of the attachments. Nah, but they would look at me crazy for sure over there.
They just say, a what? A snow below? Or what is that? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, boy.
Throw snow out of my driveway. Don't you guys have one? They'd send you to Bull Street. That's right. Oh man, it's but really didn't do anything with the bees today. Bee related. I didn't even
either.
Up for them. So it's like not much bee chat in the bee world today. Yes, take another med, my last med for the night.
6 inches of snow on mine. I didn't do anything with mine either.
Did you get 6 inches?
At least 4, I guess. It's hard to say, but yeah.
Weren't we just having a conversation where you're like, no, we got a couple weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm being optimistic, I guess. I think it's going to get a little warmer. It was 2 today, so it was starting to melt off the roads and whatnot.
Oh man, I'm surprised Todd hasn't hopped in here already. Usually, huh?
Still early. Was it 5:30 there?
Yeah, 5:30 there. He's probably just getting home and cooking dinner.
Yeah, I'm usually filling my face about 7.
But we, now that I have the weekend off, and I think I have everything I need for the show, with exception of maybe a tablecloth, then I should be ready to start getting stuff done in the bee yard and start getting it cleaned up. So
take a couple supers and you put them on their side, and you put one on top of the other, and you got some little display shelves and stuff. It looks really cool.
So it should be fun. Hopefully they've got a large turnout there. I have no idea what it is. Mamet is in Ohio at the Ohio State Beekeepers Association meeting this weekend, and next weekend he's going to be in Virginia while I'm in Mississippi. So should be interesting. Let me see. But the beautiful part about honey is that I keep having to reorganize the cache, and I've got no room left for cache in the container here. So
I wish my honey bucket looked like that.
And
I did invoice $300 in the city today. That was nice.
It's always nice when that happens. But like, I was taking my old man nap. My wife's like, "Oh, someone came and bought a jar of honey and said, tell them so and so came by." And I was like, "Okay, I don't remember them, but tell them thank you." A lot of them I recognize their vehicle or face, but I'm terrible with names.
Everybody is.
We all think
we're the only one.
Brian, I'm taking everything I got. Just about. I'm taking queen marking pins. I'm taking gloves. I'm taking Appy tablets. Of course, I'm taking swarm lure. And, there may even be some, shh, don't tell Andrew, but there might be some Apis biologics there. Just maybe.
I think you just did.
If he's watching, he's probably not watching. But possibly. But, I've got people that said they want some, so I might just hold on to it. But might sell. I mean, I don't have hardly any of the small packs, which everybody seems like that. Yeah, I'll do that too. I have to buy a cash box. So try to be able to make change for people if in fact they... Now, see, that's what I don't know how to do. Take a cash payment on this thing. So...
well, I could help you.
Is there an option when you go to pay where it says cash or it says...
And I'm only assuming, Bob, that the terminal works the same as the smartphone app.
Probably does. It's probably all the same.
Well, we can do this offline.
Hey, Ian. Good to see you. The fireplace. Hey, and now that it's snowed, you can officially break into Kraken season. Bee season's over. Bees are all up. Now it's Kraken season. Well, nice to see you, Mr. McLibtard. That's his name. I didn't make it up. Not until December. He can't break.
McLibtard.
So we have one that is... what's the other guy? That's he's got a political name as well. But hey, glad you're beekeeping. Let's see. Router burnout making frames, so I gotta buy a new one tomorrow. You're more of a man than me. I'm not trying to make frames. Cool. First splits this year.
First split. That's exciting.
Especially if it takes, unlike my first split. Actually, my first splits did really well. I just split too often.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that worked great. Let's do it again.
Let's do it 14 more times.
Yeah.
Oh, hive beetles. Crap.
I made 28 splits out of 7 colonies my second summer. And that's make 28 more out of the 7 colonies.
And you probably still made like a record amount of honey.
100% of those splits wintered in doubles. Boy, I wish I could do that again.
Yeah. What was I doing then? See, I think we're our own demise. You learn too much, and then it's like you do too much, and then when you do too much, things go bad.
I can't keep a bee alive to save my life now.
He had 5 supers on one hive. It was getting way too big. Still snowing, depth well up my boot. So.
Wow. No, it was, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches here. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes, but I don't want to overstate it.
So, I know Charlie's dancing tonight, right? So yeah. I just flashes me back to Hive Life when we were watching him dance, and
Watching
he'll
him
pick
dance.
air. He'll get both feet off the ground at the same time and like do the Irish kick off to the side, click his heels together.
Go Charlie.
And that's pretty impressive for a man of his stature.
His advanced years too.
Yeah, as I was saying, both age and physical size.
If I did that, you know the old saying about going down like a sack of potatoes? That's exactly what it would be. A great big sack of potatoes.
Charlie can definitely cut a rug. Matter of fact, I have a video of it on my channel somewhere where I'm videoing him dancing during the bluegrass show at the conference last year. So
good for him. It's really good for you. It's a very good exercise.
You know, avoiding any major injuries when you're doing it. Well, we all know men don't know the size of an inch, so you probably are overstating the depth there, Ian. But there is enough that we are plowing down the lane. My
lane was melted off when I got home. There's snow on the grass. Everything's still a few inches, but it's heavy, wet snow.
I have done some bee removals. I choose not to do them mostly now. Just because it's hard enough for me to find time to do my bees aside from cutouts. Once in a while I'll do one, but try not to. Let's see. North Arkansas. Let's see. Any downsides? Well, other than possibly damaging someone's home or something like that, not many. I mean, so Ian says his hives are all inside. He says it feels good. So another year under your belt. Now just make it the spring. So really, I mean, there's not much to do right now, you know. I mean, for you guys especially, well, you still have to move them inside, but after that point, you're kind of like until spring, you're good to go. I hate to say not much to do because you guys really kick it into gear in the wintertime because of the amount of woodwork that you put into making your boxes or assembling boxes and frames and everything because of that scale, right? And so for me, I don't do much over the winter. And unfortunately, I didn't do much during the bee season either. I just kind of learned my lesson, and we'll see in the spring if doing nothing was the best option. Aside, you know, what I did
situation too.
Original
it's a different situation having a job, you know, and then winter coming by, and you say, you know, oh, whew, you know, enough of that for a little while and take a little break. Whereas I don't have a job, so it's sort of all right. No more bees. I got to do something. I have to at least keep busy. You know what they say about idle hands, and
yeah, that's what.
And I'd get bored anyway. So
Ian just said, winter aside from the cattle farm, the shop is busy with maintenance. Yep. Then all the repairs and everything has to kick in for you guys, right? So
there's always so many things in the summer. You think, oh, that's a good winter project. I'll put that aside and do it this winter. And then
you're like, well, how can I do that? Because I barely got what I needed to do last winter done during the winter. Now I've got
exactly. It's like winter does seem to last forever, but when it gets time to do bees again, you think, well, crap, I could use 3 more months of winter. But you don't ever want to think about that.
Mine are sitting over grass and black landscape tarp, but I wish I would have never done the black landscape stuff because I don't notice any difference really. You know, last year was a little bit better as far as beetles, but this year totally different. Ooh, easy loader teardown. He has stress cracks on there.
That's not the first time.
Let's see. The so, well, now you have a reason to go buy that Canadian-made easy loader, boss.
Yeah, off to Brandon.
Just go ahead and put the order in.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
Sell that raggedy old easy loader to James. Maybe he's looking for one.
Oh, he'd just rebuild the whole damn thing.
Yeah, he would.
From the ground up.
Just build his own.
He'll just measure it out. Yep, that's about a 36-degree scope.
I don't know why he bought that on Capri. He should have just borrowed mine for the winter and
built a new one
just like it.
Ian, are your hives too heavy with bees? Randy says. My brother spent the budget already. So you just need to put the order in now for next season. So they won't have spent the budget by that time.
Hopefully you'll get some new pallets and covers this winter. If the supplier kind of can stand the workload.
I wonder how this thing is. Yep, almost all the way charged. And supposedly it'll stay charged all day long.
The little reader we have stays charged for like months. It's really good. Oh, yeah, they're fantastic. But it's a completely different animal than what you have. There's no display or anything on it.
Well, I was watching videos on this thing, and they said that I would get 2 of these boxes. One of them would be in. Maybe I didn't fully unbox it enough, but looks like I did. Yeah, it's not under there, but there were supposed to be 2 of these square things, and one of them was for accessories plug-in, but I didn't get that. And this thing is magnetic, so it will sit right to a steel box or something, cash box.
Sweet.
So let me see. I just found out about a thing where they're trying to release beetles and such to kill tallow trees down south. If that happens, I'm going to be upset. Yeah, the tallow trees, they bring in a lot of honey for like Louisiana, down that way, Alabama. We don't have much tallow here that I'm aware of. But it is considered invasive. But so is kudzu, and kudzu is supposed to make decent honey as well. A different flavor, like Bob Benny says it tastes like grape knee-high. Who is this libtard? That's funny, Ian. Someone new. It's a new viewer. So usually we have multiple people in the chat, but I'm gonna go get a drink since nobody's joined. Can I bring you anything while I'm up?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Another Fresca?
Another Fresca. I've got a fresh 2-liter right here.
If I don't trip and knock my thing off of there.
So I guess I'm the show now. I'm not very good at filling in dead air. So give me some comments here in the comment section and we'll talk about it.
All right.
It's the Brad show. Yeah, not very interesting. See, that's when I do a live, I have to have guests, interesting guests, because I'm not very interesting.
Otherwise, you end up reading the chat and answering chat questions, which has that delay on it, right?
Yeah. What'd you get?
Well, let's see. I haven't opened it yet, but I know what it's supposed to be. Now we'll see if yes, it is. And it's in the typical Chinese packaging with the Chinese rating. It is The honey hex
Jars.
honey jars, yeah, and
Right on.
they come with the little honey dipper there. So that's what my hot honey is going to go in. Oh,
Good.
and they printed out little bee thank you cards, little thank you stickers.
Oh,
There's the twine. I'm missing something.
I had some chicken last night, Bob. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. You can't really. I don't know if I hold it really close if you can see it.
No,
Nope.
Everything disappeared.
Can't see anything.
Gee, can't read
it's
it.
almost impossible. Anyway,
A
friend made this. It's a hot honey that he made. It's a jalapeno hot honey.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
It's really good. Really good on chicken.
You get the heat up front, and then the heat dissipates, and you get the sweet from the honey. At least that's been
I'm kind of a jalapeno fan. I like jalapenos because they're not like absolutely breathtakingly hot, and they actually have a nice flavor to them. It's not just fire, right?
Right.
So that's why I like jalapenos.
I'm missing my little gold bees.
Oh no.
Oh well, send this back. Missing bees.
Going back to China.
They're Chinese bees. What did I expect?
Chinese bees.
Yeah, they're supposed to have the little bees that are. Well, that's not good when you get a piece of glass in there somewhere. But they're supposed to have the little gold bees that are supposed to go on the rope here. So, oh well, I'm not too worried about it, but would have been nice to have. But I got 120 of these jars in. So, and one box like this holds 30, was $26.99 with the dippers. So,
yeah.
Look, Ian likes talking about solar panels. He liked our solar panels there. Talk last night.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder to talk about bees on this bee chat. Let me see.
It was fun learning some of what Tom's background is. It was pretty interesting.
The chat does take some different directions sometimes. Well, like
yeah.
What other bee chats do you have that talk about credit card processing on them? None of them.
None. Yeah.
Useful information. Not always bee related.
And for the record, I have no affiliation to Square, except I'm a satisfied customer. Once you go solar, you come back quick.
Could talk about mine. No,
I was going to say that people have other preferences for other credit card processing systems, and that's great. And I don't know about a lot of others. When I got mine, I didn't shop around. I knew about Square, and everybody I see around here uses Square, so I just signed up to Square, and I'm quite happy with it. And that's all. I can't say that it's better or different than anything else because I don't know anything else. Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
We're doing it.
How you doing?
You got your Michigan
doing good.
Shirt. I got my Spartan shirt on.
I didn't want to wear that because I was embarrassed for your team.
Oh yeah, they suck this year. Well, the only reason I even have the shirt is because I worked there. If I didn't work there, I wouldn't even have probably even had the shirt.
No, but talk about bees. My bees are active. They've been active for the last 2 weeks.
Well, mine are when I put something out for them to be active on. There's nothing. I don't have any natural pollen coming in, but they'll take the pollen sub out of the feeder. But I'm out, so now I have to order some of that. And I didn't want it to sit here if I was going to be gone all week.
Gotcha. I've got my pollen sub out too, but they're just going right past that because I still got a lot of flowers out here.
And you'll be
telling
able
them in
to
the
tell.
chat.
As soon as they're done, those flowers are done. It is just like a switch. You just flip it on, they'll be on that pollen sub.
Yeah, I mean we've got my tomatoes are starting to bloom again, so I'm getting more tomatoes.
Really? That's it has been unusually cool.
It's been warm down here,
but during the day it gets warm, but at night it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we're at 66 is what we've been at down here. But you guys are always 10 degrees cooler than us anyway. 10 to 15.
Yeah, we got 63 right now. It's not supposed to get that cold tonight. And cold for us is different than cold for you guys. We get that. We understand. So the record low for today was in 2001. It was 36 degrees today. And the record high.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I know. Freezing. Not even freezing.
We're in parkas when that happens.
Yeah, no, that's right, Bob. That's not freezing. That's cold.
The record high for today was 86 degrees.
Today.
36 degrees is a chilly July day is what that is.
Let's see. Oh, wrong.
It's going to be 86 tomorrow and Saturday also. I'll be doing some fishing, so if you guys in the area want to go fishing.
So Saturday it says 83 here, and Sunday 84 with lows of 57 and 58. Let's see what the pollen.
We can't go fishing for another 3 months.
Says we will have moderate weed.
Yeah, you can do some ice fishing.
Hey?
You can do some ice fishing.
Well, no, because the water's too hard to put a boat on and not thick enough to walk on. So you're pretty much done.
Let's see.
Didn't think about that part.
It's only a few weeks, right? And then it'll be thick enough.
Oh, no. Well, it depends on where, depends on what. Like if you're walking on it, it's not as bad. But if you want to drive your truck on it, that's different.
Let me see.
I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to make a video this winter about that fishing derby they have down on the Red River near town. There's got to be, I don't know, 500 cars and 1,000 people on that river all in one place. It's quite the spectacle.
Now, this is how our weather goes. So it's going to be 84 on Monday, but Wednesday it's going to be 57 for a high, with a low of 35.
Yeah, it's just kind of chilly.
So it's just flip the switch like everything else. It's either hot as Hades or it doesn't, for us, cold. And then it's going to go right back up in the 70s again.
Yeah, I was going to say it's only going to last for 3 days.
So that whole flying thing we've been talking about all year, how wintertime they can get out every day or every couple of days, same thing.
Well,
so
like I say, use those cold days. You want to move your hives around, do it then.
Yeah, that might be the day to go out and actually lift my hives and put them on a stand, because if they're sitting on the ground, you're going to get hive beetles. Yeah. As long as they're off the ground, you're not going to get any hive beetles. They don't have any wings or anything.
All your bees are sitting on the ground.
So, you guys' bees sit about 6 inches off the ground, right?
5-ish, yeah.
But I mean, you don't have beetles, but
no beetles.
There are plenty of people down here that have.
They're on stands, so we don't get beetles.
Oh yeah, well beetles can measure.
I use whatever I can.
But you know what? The ones that I have sitting on the ground are doing really well. The ones on the stands, I mean, they're doing good, but they have beetles in them. The ones that are sitting on the ground, when I crack it open, it's not like there's 1,000 beetles on top of it.
See how it make much difference because those little buggers just fly right in, right?
Yeah.
And they just walk in when they can.
They can fly more than 5 inches high.
Right.
Like, have they got a service ceiling of 3 to 4 inches? Is that it?
I don't know. That's what YouTube comments say.
I don't have beetles, so I don't. I'm seriously, I'm asking. Like, what
And
is
if it says it in YouTube comments, it's got to be correct.
I got some hives that are about, I don't know, what, 2 feet high, and I get them in there, but they just fall right into the oil tray.
Well, you have a perfect example of what we've been joking with Alex about. If he would just put his extra stuff where the TV should go, like you have
Exactly.
a TV stand. He's got a TV stand in his apiary that has a hive on it.
cool?
That's
right.
a TV stand.
And it's a glass one, so it works great.
Rex says his are 20 off the ground, and he has beetles. So, yeah, it's not a.
That's not a thing.
It's not a thing. But that's what they say. If you just move them off the ground and put them on a stand, of course, all mine except for 3 are off the ground.
Right.
But
With
I can
0
go
in
in-
on those 3.
Yeah, those 3, they're killing all my other hives.
You don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're
Look at
doing.
those 3 hives over there.
Got your damn hive sitting on the ground. The best comment I ever got on YouTube was, I would never take advice from a smoker because I was smoking in the video, and that was it. Oh, anybody that's still smoking, I wouldn't take advice from. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
great. Wasn't trying to give you any advice, buddy.
Whatever.
Thanks, Lee.
But yeah, I went in there today to take my supers off, and they're filling them back up with nectar because I haven't been feeding them for the last week. So
Well, you are in a much different climate, even though we're in the same state, right?
yeah, I'm closer to the ocean, so it's a little warmer anyway.
A little warmer. You got more tropical flowers and stuff, and
Yeah, I've got a whole neighborhood that don't like to cut their lawn, so I got a lot of weed flowers.
Yay. It's like my yard.
well, you just mowed your lawn
Yeah, once.
once. You mowed it one time, and you're like, "That." Oh, I'm glad I don't have to mow. Or was it Charlie said he didn't have to mow anymore this year? He was hoping he
Well,
didn't have to mow.
I like cutting grass, but I can't. There's too many flowers in it.
See, what
I
I
know
need,
you hate to do that, don't you?
I
Mow
need
them all down.
I need Ian to start doing 2-hour chats so I have something to listen to while I'm riding around all day long.
Yeah, my place looks like nobody lives here in the summer.
Well, I mean, except for the apiary. The apiary is everything else is 4 foot tall.
Apiary is tidy.
You look at mine's not. I can't even mow mine because it's so untidy. That's the bad
Mine's
thing.
actually not very tidy sometimes.
It's like, oh, hold on, let me watch out for that bucket of slum gum. Oh, hold on, let me watch out for that jar that's laying on the ground. Oh, there's some old Apivar strips. Oh crap! I think that was an entrance reducer. Yeah. You think
Good idea, Lisa.
you think beekeeping is expensive now? Wait till you run over half of your equipment with your riding lawnmower going through the yard. And I don't. You seen those boxes I ran over with my old truck, right? Backing out of there.
Oh, you backed into those.
I don't think I saw those.
And crushed them up.
Yeah, that gets expensive there, Bob.
I've got the odd box that I backed over with the tractor.
2-hour chats, LOL. Chats about me complaining about the damn weather.
Well, there's enough damn weather to complain about.
I have goats. Cuts the grout. Really, the goats.
I was thinking to get me a couple of those bad boys. Yeah, they do good.
Just get some mini goats so people don't complain that much. Just the little tiny ones, but get like
Oh, I
a
don't-
bunch of them.
We don't have people that complain here. We shoot them. Everybody's got "Don't tread on me" flags. We're almost all military, ex-military around where I live.
Let's see.
I'd hate to see the government try to come in here.
Matter of fact, now that I have this thing charged up, let me see. Where do you go for updates of this thing? Settings?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Well, hardware.
The people. They're
Receipts, barcode scanners, scales, Square terminal, nightly reboot, about terminal, install now. Install. Could take up to an hour. What in the hell?
For what?
It says it could take up to an hour to install the system update.
Yeah. Well, it's the first one, right?
Yep. Your device will restart after the system update is complete.
Okay. Remember what I said about don't wait till you get to the show?
Yeah, it'll probably still
got
be
bit by a spider.
It'll probably still be updating by the time the show starts. Let me see. Let's see. I don't like goats. They climb on top of stuff.
Yeah, I got a fenced in yard, so
I sold a
they won't get out.
pest control service today, and I was walking up to the house and I saw some yellow jackets and they were coming right out of the hole there. So I emptied a whole can of wasp freeze down in their hole. So hopefully that'll take.
Yeah, that'll kill them. Yeah, because it leaves a residual anyway.
Maybe they were farming yellow jackets. You don't know.
Yeah, I might have just killed their whole apiary.
Might have killed the guy's livelihood or something.
Hey, just think if you had an underground apiary. This is Galloway Lights talk here. If you Ian, if you just made a whole underground apiary, your hives would say like 72 degrees all year long.
That is true.
They gotta be 2 feet underground though up there.
Well, and then you just have a vent.
Be a lot farther than that.
Then you can just have a vent pipes, 1,500 vent pipes coming out from the dirt that allows the bees to come out and crap over the wintertime and go back home. And then
dead bees all around it is what it be. They don't fly very far.
Come out and freeze as soon as they come out. The
bees go, oh, I don't feel so good.
Won't even make it back in.
Nope.
No, isn't there like a big 2-acre greenhouse somewhere in the Midwest that they have the bees actually inside it with their plants?
I've vaguely heard that they do bumblebees indoors because they don't fly to the ceiling all the time like honeybees.
Right.
But that's what I hear.
Because I thought I saw it on the some kind of documentary that I saw before I got into bees.
That's about 50% done already. Maybe it's saying if you're going over cell tower or something that it'll be slower. I don't know. Let's see. And I don't know what kind of signal they have in Mississippi, or if there's Wi-Fi in the conference hall to hook to.
Are they at that advanced in Mississippi?
Well, I just don't know what. Well, I'm sure Biloxi being a city, they'll probably have it pretty well.
Yeah, they do. I lived there for 4 years.
What's this Wi-Fi you speak of, boy?
Biloxi is good signal. Okay, great.
Yeah, they got it because that's where all the casinos are.
Yep, I know where I'm gonna be spending my evenings.
Go to the one that's a boat. When you get there, there's a boat. It looks like a cruise ship. It's cemented to the pier, so it ain't going nowhere.
Right.
They got the best food, and it's cheap. I used to just go there just to eat, not even gamble.
I used to do that down in Florida. They had
talking my language.
Food.
Food.
We got a casino like 5 miles up the road.
Yeah, some of them down here, it's all you could drink as long as you're gambling. And the drinks are free.
Oh yeah.
But I don't drink, so that don't do me no good. So
I could pretend to gamble to drink.
yeah. Just sit next to a slot machine, just pull it every 10 minutes.
So
Keep the 10 Nebraska coming.
day 3, no cigarettes.
Good for you.
That's
Day 3,
congratulations, about
limited caffeine, and day 3 of severe migraines.
Yeah. I was saying you
all day long.
cut out the caffeine.
I know you don't have your patch and
My what?
your lip balm.
Yeah, I got one.
So you
What?
got it in there?
So just day 3, any fatalities yet, Bob? Or
No, not yet.
Not your wife yet.
Not yet. My sister almost today, but not
Okay.
my wife.
Well,
so
there's going to be close calls. So
yeah, it's smoking saves lives around here. So
maybe not yours, but everybody else's.
My so I've been planning this trip for a month now, right, to Mississippi, and my sister is supposed to watch my mom. But today she says, "When are you bringing mom over?" I said, "This weekend," because we were just going to go for the week, and then the show was part of that week and then come home. And she's, but in the process, she says, "Oh, well, our heater isn't working. Our AC isn't working. Her hot water," she rents now. "Her hot water heater's not working." I'm like, "Well, have you contacted the landlord?" "Oh yeah, well, they won't fix anything." And I'm like, so my thing is, and my wife is of the same thought process, unfortunately. Do I knowingly take my mother, who we, even here with our stuff working, we keep a blanket on her to keep her warm all day long, right? Do we take her into that when could be 35 this week and they don't have any heat? And then maybe she gets sick or pneumonia or something like that. Obviously, we don't know that would happen, but it's like, it's like, I know that could happen. What does that say for me if I just drop her off, right? So now our options are take her with us. My wife stays home and takes care of my mom. Or we do the original plan. And none of them works well for me. Because if my wife stays back, she's pissed that she didn't get to go. If we send her over there, then my wife's going to be pissed if my mom gets sick and now she's having to nurse her back when we get back. And if we, and if I go by myself, she doesn't like that option either. But I've already committed, so I'm going either way. But it's like now it's more like I'll be waiting till Thursday, Wednesday, driving up there, staying overnight. I don't know when the setup is or whatever. And so it's just more junk, right?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep. It's always that way. So, but I'm going to be there either way. And hopefully she can come along because she deserves to get out of here. That was the whole reason, right? Was to take her and get her out of here and give her a break for a while. But if you can't do that, then
get your prayer people on this one there, Bob.
It's I found one thing prayer doesn't fix: stupidity. It'll fix everything else, but it hasn't cured stupid not once.
It can compensate for it.
Yeah, I mean, and
because if it did, I'd know some people that I'd be praying for right now, and they all in DC, not you, DC.
My
yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. No, I don't want to do that either, Hope. That's not a good option. Well, I mean, my stepdaughter's actually going to be here taking care of my dogs while I'm gone. So,
well, yeah, I heard of it.
She's got to go to work.
You think it's too much?
She doesn't have the time off. Yeah, so that's that is a I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably. I said for me, I was like, I'll just throw her in the truck and take a wheelchair. I'd be fine with it. But then my wife's like, then it's not a vacation. I'm still taking care of your mom.
Truly.
And now we have to load everything up to carry with us. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I like that. Can't fix stupid, but a 2x4 will numb it. That's true. I have to help someone move Friday. Might not make it to the meeting till Saturday. Okay. Well, we're gonna
2x4 will numb it, and a thick towel will muffle the sound.
Well, it's a with my mom, it's a how do I say this without putting it
mean?
Yeah, I don't mean it to be mean. I'm taking care of my mom because she's my mom, and it's the right thing to do. But it's a hard situation, and especially when you get no help. So 2 times a year. I mean, two bee conferences a year, right? So this one I'm going to Mississippi, and then the one in Kentucky. That's it. 2 times. And my wife's like, oh, she probably just wants you to give her some money for watching mom. I said, we don't get money for watching mom. Why should she get money for watching mom?
That should be her privilege.
So that should be. But, can't cry about it. We just got to deal with it. That's it. And
unless you get the nursing system to come in and do it for you.
Probably, but do you really want some stranger walking around your house for a week? I mean,
I wouldn't have no problem here, but
now it's probably too late to get that, right?
Possibly. Can't hurt to try, though. It could help out with the one that's watching your dogs, because when she's there, the nurse can go home, and when she's gone, the nurse can stay there until she gets back from work.
It did not take an hour, by the way. It's done.
Because a lot of people here do that. They're called South Carolina Department of Health people.
So yeah, that's the
an option
thing we deal with. We'll probably end up talking to the nurse. Well, see, we're supposed to leave this week. I was planning to leave this weekend. I don't like to rush places. If I want to stop on the way wherever, let's say I wanted to stop at Bob Benny's place on the way there, well, then I could do that. But now it's like I got to go do my thing and come back. So
yeah, it's a 13 or 14-hour drive.
Biloxi from here. Let's see.
Because I know Orlando is 6 hours. From Orlando to there is another 6 hours.
Well, you can go. Let me see. Biloxi from me is 613 miles, 8 hours and 58 minutes by I-20. And then you get to Atlanta and start going south.
Oh, okay. So I usually go through Florida.
But you know what? I might have to go right by that Moss Point, and that's where they got those boxes and frames pretty cheap. So I might come back with it more than I'm left with.
Well, don't you always?
We try not to, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, very expensive if you self-pay. Yep, for sure. But yeah, it's a 9-hour trip. But my wife was pretty hyped up about going down there, and so who knows? Maybe I talk her in. I just don't know. My nephew was like, yeah, but they're all living in there, and it's probably, if they're living in it, it's fine. Yeah, but they're not 77 and 91 pounds, so there's a little bit of a difference, but you should go I-59. Yeah, we just don't
That's your house.
more money, always less money. That's right. So but it's going to be an interesting week. I'm going to, if we don't leave out early to go, then I-20, then I-59. Okay. That's not what the Googler says. I've checked that out. And Larry agrees. All right. Well, I will look for that one for sure. I-59. I haven't even booked a room or anything yet. That's how I am. I'll just show up, and I'm sure there's not going to be that many beekeepers in Biloxi that you can't find a room.
No, but just finding hotels is the problem.
Well, the casinos don't have rooms in them, like the hotel.
As far as I know, I never had to stay in them. I had a house down there, so I don't recall seeing.
Were you in Gulfport or Meridian?
I was in Gulfport, which is right next to Biloxi. So you just say Biloxi, you're Gulfport. So
Gulfport's where Dirt Rooster lives.
Oh yeah.
So that's what
I was about my house. Who knows?
I was going to see him as well.
My house was just on the other side of I-10.
I should tell him, hey, give me some of that gear. I'll sell it at the store. Some of your surplus gear you got there. I'm sure, Lisa, there's a backstory there. She probably owes them money or something. That's probably why I come to fix anything. You pay us up, and then we'll show up out there.
Now, is she in a house or apartment or what?
House.
In a house?
Yep. In a big house that she pays way too much rent for.
What you do is you buy yourself a nice little space heater, one of those that you can put right next to your mom, and say, "Here you go, Mom. This is just for you."
Yeah. Here, use this in her room. Keep her warm.
Exactly. Then they say, "Well, we don't have any electricity."
That'd be the next thing. Electricity get shut off in the middle of the week or something stupid. But let's see. I've been working on filling my honey house. Now I just need a honey house.
Right? That's where I'm at right now too.
He's got enough stuff. He says he's going to buy it. I was going to say I should load up that other bottling tank and take it down there and sell it or not bottling tank, the uncapping tank and the uncapper, and sell it used right there at the show. And then I was like, well, he said he's going to buy it, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He hadn't shown up yet with the money. It's been a couple months. But Dennis said he was going to buy it.
Lisa, when were you there? Sorry.
Gulf Coast Medical Center.
Yeah, because my son was born there. That's what I'm saying.
I could go to the Navy base. There still is a Navy base in Gulfport, right?
It's a CB base, yeah. But you got the Air Force Base. That's where she's talking about right there. The medical center in Biloxi is Air Force Base.
I could just stay on the military base.
Yeah, because they got short stay there. But you have to call and make the reservations.
You can't just show up and say, here's my money, take all my money.
No, you got to call them up, make sure they have openings there. Just because it's like a small, those 2-story apartment type looking deals.
Right.
Yeah, they got them there. If you can't find it on the CB base, I'm sure you can find it on the Air Force Base.
Keesler Air Force Base, yep.
Yep.
Hey, I got a nice truck. I wouldn't mind sleeping in my truck.
Yeah, but I don't think your wife would like to do that.
Small sacrifices. I really don't think it'll be a problem finding a place to stay down there.
No. Yeah, my kids were born in the 90s. That's when I was down there, 91 to 94.
There you go. Blaine says it correctly. They don't call it a bed for nothing.
As long as you got a canopy on top of it.
Fred's got nice and quiet over there.
I thought he froze.
Oh, okay, just listening. I'm here.
You freezing up there? Your face is
Oh.
turning red. I thought you were just freezing to death out there.
I'm not freezing. Just enjoying the gin.
You always tell people this, are you cold? I'm like, no, the hate keeps me warm.
The heat keeps you warm.
The hate.
The hate.
The hate.
Yeah. Hotels in Biloxi, Mississippi. Oh, they got a Hard Rock.
I hate showing up somewhere without a room.
Dude, it's cheap
One of those
there.
stressful things.
Hard Rock Hotel and Casino is $79 a night.
There you go.
Margaritaville, Biloxi is $83, and Harrah's Gulf Coast Hotel and Casino is $49. They want you to spend that money in the casino.
Yeah, we get you to stay cheap, and the food there is great.
That's yeah, shit. There won't be any money in this jar when I come home. That's for sure. Oh! Now he graces us. Now he graces us with his presence. Look at, he's got a beard going.
I have to eat. Fellas.
You started a beard once you got back to work, or is that the culmination of a whole week?
Yeah, that's been a whole week. Well, now it's 2 weeks. So
If I didn't shave for like 3 days, that's what it would look like.
yeah, see, mine doesn't grow in quite fast enough, but
Yeah, this is a week for me.
Todd, did you catch my new toy here?
I saw it. Yeah, when I left the office, I saw that picture.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, and Brian was like, "Oh, well, you could put nukes on there. You could put queens. So when people show up to buy it, they don't have cash money."
Click, click. All you need.
If I win big and double my money, I could buy 2 plots of land for my bees. They know you'll blow a gambler. That's it. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I like casinos. Now, is there such thing as a smart gambler? Probably not. However, I am a budgeted gambler, right? I go in there with X number of dollars.
That's the way to do it.
Both, brother.
If I lose it, I'm gone.
That's it.
If I start winning,
in front of a slot, there's no time to decide if you spend enough.
And if I start winning, I put my money back in my pocket, and then I'm playing with their money.
There you go.
So
that's why I only stick with slots. I even bought a slot machine because don't go to casinos anymore. I just play my slot machine right here.
I just play it on the computer most of the time. If you drink fast enough, you can come out ahead.
Never win. Who gets all the money if you never jackpot the slot machine?
Right.
Oh, mine? Oh, it's a good piggy bank. In that case.
Big piggy bank.
I haven't been for a while. I used to go up to the Indian casinos around here every now and then, but I haven't done that.
Native American, Todd, you're being politically insensitive.
Oops, I'm sorry.
We
My
can't.
bad.
But what if they identify as Indians?
Well, then
And that's a whole nother can of worms right there. But obviously, you probably didn't do anything with your bees today.
no. Fun-filled day at the office.
I think Ian got a kick out of that whole cheap replacement stream video the other night. The title. I like creative titles once in a while. Once in a while.
Hey, there we go.
Oh,
Who was that?
that's probably Chris. Is that his slot machine? Does he have like a legit?
He hit the jackpot.
That's my slot machine.
Somebody opened the slot machine.
It was telling me I was robbing it.
Robbing a bank. But so I've got to find a way for my sister to do this. You might be onto something. Take her a heater. Here's a heater. Here's a gift card to go buy some groceries, and see ya. We're going to Mississippi.
Yeah.
Because I think we can always find a reason to not, right? Any given day I could say, I need to stay home today for mom or whatever,
just throw my 2 cents in. It sounds like you guys need a break, and let your sister take over for a week.
Oh yeah, I don't know how much of it's BS she's feeding me and how much of it is truth, right? Look, it's Lagrange. It's the cream honey company.
It's the cream man.
Oh.
Good evening.
One Tree Honey Co.
The One Tree Honey Company.
Dude, I swear that should be your label. One Tree Honey.
I have a label.
You've got to.
I know you like it, but I already have a label.
Make another one. Go on to Avery.com and make another one.
Or here's what you
write labels and print them out.
Is only your creamed honey is the One Tree Honey Company.
Yeah.
And then you're like, this is my premium line. Only the best select honey.
Premium, absolutely. It's the One Tree premium line.
Yeah.
See, that's what, and I keep trying to.
It's a marketing game. It's marketing. That's all it is.
Trying to hammer this into people that when you go into business, you get to choose. That's a really good view there, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
I thought we were in the Grand Canyon.
I didn't think it was a full moon tonight, but
that was a half moon.
You go into business, you get to choose your customer. You get to choose who is your customer, and you can choose the Walmart customer, or you can choose the Tiffany's customer. You know what I'm saying? You get to choose, and that's just simple fact. So, you have to make that choice. You don't get dealt a customer by random choice. You choose that customer by your business configuration and your product line and your marketing and your customer.
Marketing is everything.
Marketing
and your pricing. You want to eliminate the deadbeat customers? Raise your prices.
Yep.
Let them deal with somebody else, because they will.
Yeah.
If you're attracting a customer by your price, they will drop you like a hot potato for a lower price. There is no loyalty in price at all. Price your products higher, and then you weed out the customers. You get the customers who appreciate your products and your service.
Yeah, so my customers, they always say I'm charging too less for what my honey tastes like. They're like, you should be charging more for this.
Yeah, my product's not cheap, and I get that a lot. Wow, that's reasonable. Yeah.
I'm selling mine for $15. So for a 16 ounce.
16 ounce.
Well, 600 grams. I don't know how much it is an ounce, but say a half pint mason jar. That's 500 milliliters. I sell it for 15. And I usually people don't bulk at all.
I like that price, Alex. Yeah, stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It takes courage to price your product high. It takes courage, because all of the stuff is telling you, because we've been taught. I mean, I grew up in the 70s, and we've been taught for decades that price is king. You have to find the cheapest product. And that's a lie. That is an absolute lie fed to us by foreign markets. And we've bought into that, and we've become addicted to cheap products. You do not have to buy the cheapest product.
I always tell people you pay for what you get.
Yep, you get what you pay.
I will only sell
Often you
to
do.
family. like direct family, like my mom, dad, well, stepmom, dad, like and like the immediate circle. The rest full price. My dad came in to get 2 kilos of honey today, and he paid $15 for like the 400 extra gram he got essentially for free compared to a regular client.
Well, sure, you get to decide that, and I give honey away all the time. But
Oh, so
usually,
do
if
I.
somebody does something for me, or so usually if somebody comes here to do something, if they're a contractor or they're doing some service for me or whatever, if they're a pleasant person and they're nice,
Yep.
they
First
get a
bottle's
pound.
free.
Like my neighbor, poor guy, like he was drunk with a friend and he fell downstairs. So I gave him a jar of cinnamon honey just to cheer him up.
You fall down the stairs, I give you honey. You'll feel better.
Put it on your scars. It'll heal them faster.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how drunk he was, but yeah, to manage that, he was pretty hammered.
Let's
Talking
see,
about honey, I
I
got a box from Charlie today, so I got some of Charlie's honey. I haven't tried it yet though.
Oh, nice.
Said honeydew honey.
Good
I
night,
don't
Lee.
know. I don't know.
You know that's bug shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, honey. All honey is throw up, bee throw up, right? Because they.
Oh, that's what they
That's how
say.
we pass it along, right? From bee to bee. So there you go.
It's
It comes out one of their little orifices.
Bee vomit.
Artisan honey.
artisan honey, yes. And you know what, Alex? I've noticed that the rule to keep it simple, like just very, very simple, seems to really, really work with people. Find some kind of a key, and just that, something as simple, artisan honey.
What's wrong
Done.
with my current name? I like it. Like,
Yeah,
tell
you
me,
like it.
please.
Nobody knows what it is. It's complex.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the simple, like graphic design and all
It's
kinds
French.
of stuff. Very, very simple.
It's pretty obvious. It means the barn.
The barn.
Yeah, Lagrange means the barn.
Well, when we asked you what it meant,
So barn
That's
honey.
not what you're telling. You start telling us about the stars. If we ask you what it
It
is,
was
nobody
too.
gives it.
It's also
Nobody
the name of an astronomer. It's
cares
both.
about the
That's why it
stars.
chose that name. It's
The barn
easily
honey.
associable with
So-
bees.
So it's
the
the
barn,
barn.
or
bees.
it's the name of that astronomer.
What is
Well,
best
which is it?
tasting
Is it
honey
the
in French?
astronomer or is it the barn?
What?
Is it the astronomer or is it the barn?
It's both.
No, it's not both.
Well, to me, it is. It doesn't have to be the client. Well,
You know
the
what?
barn is good enough.
These are just all ideas, and
Oh, I'm
everybody
not
here,
clients, don't worry.
everybody here has the best intentions to help you, and nobody wants to poo-poo your ideas and your creativity, because I know you're a creative person. I know that, right? And everybody
you can
here
make
has
cream honey.
seen your creative side. We've seen some of the creative things you've done, and so nobody wants to poo-poo that. But we're all. I mean, can't you feel the collective energy here to help the excitement about your venture, about your business, and use this as kind of a marketing brainstorming meeting is kind of what this is.
Well, I haven't
within this
created
group.
labels for my creamed honey. I just like for now, since it's really small, I just like make like when mason jars come with like those oval
Yeah,
stickers.
Small
I just
jars,
make,
yeah.
like, handwrite like ingredients
Yeah.
for like cinnamon honey.
And
like,
you know, Alex, there's a certain panache to that, because that's that's limited production, and I mean, what I think it was Brian was saying something about, well, I'm going to make a run of honey, I'm going to number the jars, limited number of jars, and this is jar number 25 kind of thing. That sort of thing can really go a long way. Printing labels is more of a production thing, so that you can keep up, because it takes a long time to write labels
Yeah,
out. But
I noticed
that
that.
means a lot. Yeah, that's artisan stuff.
Yeah, I got a
But
friend of
since
mine
I'm
that
making
prints my
small
labels for me
batches,
for free.
Nice.
if I'm making small batches, I figured like may as well hand write them since I have to put the ingredients. Just write it as the name of the type of honey.
And you know what? Here's an
And I
idea.
got a speaking of
Here's
new type of
here,
stuff, I need to, like I got a today a pound of pumpkin spice came in, so I have clients like I have one client's coming up to pick up like 5 jars of Korean honey tomorrow. I'll be accidentally making pumpkin spice honey when
Just to
she
give them a
or
taste,
he
huh?
like depends on your boyfriend will come back. Like when one of them
you're
comes by to
such a
pick it up,
schemer.
I'll be accidentally in the process of making pumpkin spice
Oh,
honey
what do you think of this? Yeah, yeah. No, I was
Yeah,
going to
try
say,
this one
like with
out.
your handwritten labels, when you get to the point where you need to start printing labels for, production reasons, print a label that's looks like a handwritten label, like that looks just like the labels or a lot like the labels that you've been
I could
handwriting so
photograph
far.
my label,
You got a
put
computer,
it
right?
in image editing software, and just print that.
Sure, in whatever way. Yeah, that could work.
Because what's it called? Vistaprint takes in photo. That's how I had my
Sure they
business
do.
card designed.
Yeah.
And the label I showed you, that's a photo of one of my hives. The wood grain in the background, that's a photo of one of my hives.
Sweet.
You
I
know
love
what?
brainstorming sessions.
I came up with an idea for hot honey and a label.
Put
gonna
hell
be-
in there.
No, I think I want to try it too. Maybe I'll print out 10 labels and see what happens. Hot honey bee vomit. I want to see what happens.
I wouldn't buy
I think
It goes into a honeycomb, which is not a stomach, so it's not quite vomit.
But
it's better than throw up.
Oi, oi,
if
oi.
you have courage to put that on a label, then maybe it works out. I don't know.
So what you could put is your hot honey, and then try the one drip challenge instead of the one chip challenge. The one drip challenge.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
People
So
will go for that.
Yeah, you could rubber stamp them.
Someone ordered a case of honey for me at full retail, and I print my own labels anyway, but I created them their own special label for them ordering a case. It was just for them, but they thought it was the coolest thing ever that they had their own brand of honey label in their bottle. It didn't cost me any extra. I'd had to print labels either way, right?
I've had that idea for a couple of my retailers, but it's never really worked out for those situations for other reasons. But I think that would be fantastic to have a specific kind of a retailer, like a country store or something. I got this one retailer. It's kind of a novelty ranch, where school kids go and stuff, and there's a gift shop and whatnot. And I thought, you know what, I could have a label to include the Bob's Ranch Select or something like that on this honey, but the situation just didn't work out. I'll put it that way.
Let me see. Let's see if I can show this to you. Of course, the commercial's playing. And there goes my internet. There he goes. Right there. He was a Marine. And he was a YouTuber. And it was Hard Luck Ranch was the name of his. So I got my logo down here. I had the American flag, obviously. And he was a Marine veteran. So I just called it Hard Luck Honey, printed him up, made it. He didn't even know when he got the case and saw the video. That's how he knew what he was getting.
Right on.
So took me 10 minutes to design the label on Avery and print it out. And That's stuff that you could do. Like if you had a, let's say a realtor or somebody that gives something away when they do closings, and they had their own bottle with their own label on it. They had their contact information or something on it. Little value add there. So just, thinking outside the box. The label doesn't change what's in the inside, right?
Alex, in your area, what do storage lockers go for? You get these self-storage places. Are they expensive?
I honestly haven't looked since I don't have storage problems for now.
Yeah, I just, as
So
you
the
move
answer
ahead
is
with
I
your
don't
business,
know.
you might start to have storage problems. Not everything can go where your TV would be because that's limited amount of space. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there.
That's why he has the cell phone plug-in area as well.
That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
sleep standing
But
up.
I now have a small spare room, and I do have access to one of my friend's shed, which is pretty much empty for storing supers.
Nice.
So storage at my limit right now, even if I need more supers for once all the comb is drawn, storage will not be a problem with 30 hives.
Good.
Like once I've made enough money to start expanding beyond 30, I might look for like a place to store empty supers. And since I like they don't like the idea of having bees, so I have to have my supers cleaned up by the bees before I store them.
Would your landowner allow like a sea can on the property?
I don't think so. He's not a very kind
Not
man.
very, not
He's
very
very
accommodating.
very profit oriented and how
Some you
like
pay
things
for it.
look like.
Well,
He
you
had
can
like,
always. There are more landowners than he. I'll just throw that out there. You can maybe find someone who is a little more accommodating.
like I said, my friend owns the friend that lets me use his shed. He owns the land where he lives. He has a small house he bought from his parents. So I could offer him to rent the place where I would put a container.
Damon,
Okay, you're
honey.
talking about those metal storage containers, right?
Well, in a little bit of advice in the request, start at free, and then if you have to move to rent, then
Move to
that's maybe negotiable because you might say yes to free.
make a.
No,
give him a
the shed he lets me use for now,
honey.
it's pretty big. It's about the same size as the room I'm in right now. So it's pretty big.
That's good.
And there's almost nothing in there. I usually I put my winter insulation in there once spring comes in and I have to remove everything.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I'm just eating Cheetos. Or what did you call them, Brad? The little cheese curls?
Well, I was talking about cheesies. Do you have cheesies down east, Alex?
I don't think so because all I've ever seen were the regular Cheetos or the no brand ones.
We've
Do you have
got
Old
cheesies
Dutch
down
products
here.
in your area, Alex? Like
Sorry, what?
Old Dutch? You have Old Dutch like chips?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't eat a lot of chips.
Old Dutch is huge out here, and I don't think they're in America at all.
Here it's mostly Miss Vicky's chips.
Oh yeah, we have those here. Anyway, Old Dutch makes a product called Crunchies, and they're like cheesies, but they're not anywhere as good as cheesies. Cheesies are the original, traditional. They're made by a company named Hawkins. Yeah, this landowner has that one tree. You can't give up on that. The One Tree Honey Company. Oh, they do sell in Minnesota. Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised.
Smuggled in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Ketchup chips. That's one thing that people buy here. Ketchup chips. You guys have ketchup chips down south? Yeah.
No,
that's
we
big
call
here.
those French fries.
Well, they're French fries.
Well, in England, those are called fries are called chips, and chips are called crisps.
That's
Oh.
a British thing. They have an
Yeah.
Old Dutch factory down south. Well, that's interesting because I know years ago Old Dutch was not a thing in the States, so I guess they've expanded.
My country town.
There you go.
What do you do,
I was
Bob?
gonna say it sounds like Bob.
As long as it doesn't stop. That's bad if it stops.
Fresh hot cheese curds. Man, there goes another one. Must be some action happening around here tonight.
Wow. Anyway, I'm talking about potato chips and stuff.
I know, right? Going from bees to chips.
Anyway, if you find Hawkins cheesies, you get them on Amazon, Alex. You should buy yourself a little bag. I think you. Well, I don't know. You said you don't eat snack food, so
Well, I don't eat a lot. I do eat snack foods, just not very regularly.
buy yourself a bag of cheesies. They're so good.
This,
They're
He-
so
this is my
he-
snack food
he-
right here.
He goes from giving you very good advice to very bad advice. So now I understand why you
Yeah.
can't disseminate very.
I'm not trying to sell them the virtues of gin or anything. Come on. It's cheesies.
Man, I haven't seen Zots in a long time.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, they're awesome.
Is it chips?
No.
Candy, hard
It's-
candy.
I call them candy
I
on
just-
crack.
I'm a
Just-
big hard candy fan.
It's
it's
the
got-
center of it is
It's got powder inside it that fizzes.
in the center.
Oh,
so when you
okay.
reach it, it starts fizzing in your mouth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I just looked them up on Amazon. I've never seen cheeses before.
Try it.
Well, I order through. I always order my stuff through Amazon. So.
Can you get Zots on Amazon?
Yep.
Oh,
That's where I got these.
Well, heck, I've been missing out.
2-pound bag.
You evidently don't have the same delivery people that I have because they'll just put it right on the front porch and doesn't matter if it's raining or what. And UPS is the worst, or FedEx. They'll just like open the back door and hit the gas and let it all fall out on the ground.
Well,
I got a big porch on the front of my house. So.
Oh man, 2 pounds for $20. Wow.
What are you complaining about? You sell your honey for $10 a pound.
No, I'm like, hey, I haven't had Zots since I was a kid.
Right.
Not all about those. Those are great. Might be
Yeah,
why.
it takes a while for you to eat them because you just don't eat them like one at a time.
Yeah. Can't chew.
Well-
I mean, you can, but
Sam's Club.
If you want an instant fizz in your mouth.
So Sam's Club has
You
their
look like you have rabies.
Yeah.
Foaming out of your mouth and stuff.
Sam's Club has their Halloween candy out and their Christmas candy, so you can pick and choose what you want.
Yeah. Ordered this. That's the 1 pound of organic pumpkin spice. It has, let's see, organic cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, clovers, and cardamom, whatever that is.
Cardamom is that's in gin.
Add some rum to that.
I think you're defeating the purpose, Brad.
No. Maybe enhancing the purpose.
Yeah, there you go. Enhancing. That's a good word.
Well, you could always put your honey inside a rum barrel, and there you go. That's rum honey.
Somebody yesterday ordered. I think was it you that ordered a barrel?
Steve.
I have like goldfish memories sometimes.
Steve. Daisy honey.
Yeah, that's how you make the rum honey and whatever other honey.
Has anyone else heard about the U.S. attacking Iran or somebody?
No,
Syria.
They hit Syria.
Syria.
Because Syria was shelling them on the base.
That and they were storing weapons that
Yep.
the U.S. was saying that's what contributed to their bombing the soldiers. So they took it out. I think it was 2 places. I think.
Yeah, they sent some F-14s and F-18s in there.
Yep.
Ice run.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, simple boom boom.
Yeah,
That George Costanza.
nothing left.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I heard today the main headquarters of Hamas is underground, right under the big hospital in Gaza.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I wonder how that's going to work.
Nothing like having a civilians for shields.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they do.
They're cowards,
That's where all the hostages are, is right next to them.
probably.
So they know they can't get hit because they could use bunker
The
busters.
Moab, mother of all.
Yeah.
bombs.
If you drop a Moab there, that'll get their attention.
We'll just send Tony Stark over there with his Jericho. From Iron Man
Oh,
1.
like carpet bombing.
I introduced Jericho. Thing blows
Well,
up.
we could always tell them that we're going to do a bed bug fogging and just hook up the chemicals that we use for bed bugs and just fog the tunnels. Nothing will survive.
They were talking about flooding the tunnels. I guess they thought about
Yeah, with
all kinds
water.
of things.
Yeah,
They come out like rats.
it'll take care of all the booby traps they got in there.
Yeah.
My bees are quite nice now. They're actually pleasant to work.
The bunkers.
Yeah, let's catch some killer bees down in Texas and take them over there.
Boy, wouldn't that be fun?
And expanding foam bombs that they're using in the tunnels. That'd be interesting.
I've never seen those used, so I don't know how those would be
Spray
worked.
foam.
Yeah, they would just only plug the entrances.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, it is 10 o'clock. And even though it is Friday night, we're going to end it at 10.
One quick question, though. When you're on vacation, are you still going to have
Tuesday night.
chats on Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays? And
I
Saturdays?
don't know. I haven't got that far in my plans yet. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to load 9 boxes of Appy tablets in my truck on the inside and
that's gonna
survive
be
the
nice.
thymol for a trip that's 9 hours.
You better put your clothes outside in the.
But I won't have any mics when I get there.
Put your clothes out
Just
in
picture
the bed of the truck.
beans.
That would smell like thymol for days.
Well, my thing is I would put them in the back of the truck, but if it rains, it's bad business.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I have to figure it out.
Why
Well,
don't
you
you
know,
drop ship you some down there?
sure. Yeah, that'd be probably costly
Yeah.
at that weight, but it's all right. We'll make it. It'll work.
You'll get there.
We're gonna get there. And I told my wife liked the idea of the heater and the gift card for groceries. Here you go. Go buy some groceries. Here's the heater. We'll see you in a week.
Yep, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Oh, big
And bring the blankets.
I have to have a couple. I mean, I've got 6 cases in the kitchen, 3 cases in here. I've got a case of gloves. I've got boxes of swarm lure. Got a lot to carry.
Did you already take your tank off of your truck?
Yeah, it's out. We got it out last week. So I still got 18 5-gallon pails full of syrup. So
You know what you could do, Bob?
They
Is
might be missing. They might be missing by the time you get back.
I hope not.
I might just have a couple.
It is a good price.
You know what
Free?
you might do is buy some of those big long ice chests and put all those Appy tabs in there, those packages, and then
I've got
as they say.
9. Well, I've got 9.5 cases, so it's like 224 packs. I doubt I'll sell 224 packs at the show, but never know. Someone might
Show
say, "Hey,
video.
case." Yeah, I thought about that too. Taking a TV with a thumb drive with the videos on it,
Yep, that's what I do.
and
'Cause people are going to ask you about it. So
well, hopefully they are. And I don't know what the what they're doing as far as a vendors. How many vendors will be there? I don't know.
see, I have noticed in my hives because I looked at them today. Some of the bees ate them. Some of my bees didn't even touch them. They just
Now you got a flow on. They're probably not going to.
yeah. I mean, they just sealed them around them. So
Oh yeah,
they got,
I had them wax them to the top of the frames.
yeah, that's what they did. It's like,
But
you're not eating it.
I hate to say lucky I don't have any kind of nectar or pollen coming in because they don't really have any choice now but to eat it. And Ground Zero still dropping a couple mites off of the second tablet that I put in there.
Nice.
So we're just going to keep it going. Yeah, I do. I need a trailer, but baby steps. I like having money in the bank account when I look at it. Otherwise, I could have had all the toys already.
Thing is, money in the bank also loses value. Assets don't.
But it looks good, though. It looks good. It looks good when you look at the computer screen.
Well, all my needs I put on my Christmas list this year. I'm waiting for my kid to say, Dad, that's expensive. I said, why do you think I put that on the need list?
Right. That's why I don't have it already.
Exactly. That's my point.
So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to shut the live stream off for this evening. We appreciate all you for watching. Thanks for listening to us rant about POS systems and everything else we've talked about this evening. And we'll see you on the next stream.
So Brad went to go get ice.
He'll be back in a minute.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.